The converted SMG-9 is one of the hardest hitting SMGs in the Division 2. It has incredible damage output and the ability to burst down enemies insanely fast. What if I told you it could also get 47% extra base weapon damage for doing nothing? Mako's Buck here, and today let's put together the perfect build for the new named SMG Purist. Kicking it off with our primary weapon, and that is going to be the brand new named converted SMG-9A2 Purist. Purist can be obtained by reaching rank 54 on the Crossroads Season Pass, and it is a free item granted to all players. You can also have a chance to grab it from named item caches. And since Purist will always come with SMG damage, crit chance, and its fixed talent, all you need to do is roll damage to target out of cover, and you have the instant God roll. This SMG's fixed talent is Perfect Streamline, which increases weapon damage by 47% when no skills are active or on cooldown. One thing this build requires is discipline to not use your skills unless absolutely necessary to obtain the maximum total uptime of this talent. But not to worry, we're going to build this out so that you have a lot of tricks up your sleeve to stay alive without using skills. As for our weapon attachments, we are going with the Reflex Sight for plus 12% to weapon handling, which directly buffs accuracy, reload, and stability by 12% each. The extended 9mm magazine for plus 20 rounds at the cost of minus 10% reload speed. The Vertical Grip for plus 30% to accuracy. And the Osprey 9 suppressor for plus 5% to crit chance. And like I said earlier, you will want to make sure you have damage to target out of cover as your last attribute, as it is the only damage multiplier. Moving on to our gear setup, and we will be stacking more damage by using 4 pieces of the Striker's Battlegear gear set. 4 pieces of Striker grants us plus 15% weapon handling, 15% rate of fire, and the talent Striker's Gamble, which means weapon hits increase total weapon damage by 0.65%, stacking up to 100 times, but we are not stopping there. We will also be using the Striker's Backpack to make use of the talent Risk Management, which increases total weapon damage gain per Striker stack from 0.65% to 0.90%. This means that when we are at a max of 100 Striker stacks, we will be dishing out 90% extra weapon damage on top of our 47% extra weapon damage from Streamline. And just in case that was not enough damage, we're also tossing in a brand chest piece with the talent Obliterate. Critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds and stacks up to 20 times. This will bring our total weapon damage boost up to a total of 157%. Since we are using an SMG and our crit chance is already high, our chest is going to be Grupo for an extra 13% in crit damage. Now let's get into one of those tricks to stay alive with a build that is using an SMG that you can't use skills with, and that brings us to our exotic gear piece, the Exodus Gloves. Exodus Gloves drop a smoke bomb on your location when your armor breaks, which will conceal you so you stop being shot at, and they remove you from combat, which means you will be healed. Once popped, your smoke bomb will have a cooldown of 40 seconds, which is honestly pretty quick considering how strong these things are. As for our attributes, this will be an all red rolled build loaded with weapon damage, and crit chance. We will also be modding our mask, chest, and backpack with 1 crit chance mod and 2 crit damage mods, fully optimized and at shade level of 1000. This will put you at 60% crit chance and 154% crit damage prior to this season's modifiers. Now let's get into our secondary weapon options. Normally on Striker, I am a big advocate of running a drum mag shotgun with either Brazen Talent or the rock and roll named shotgun for quick Striker stack building, but this build is a little different. If you pop a skill, it's going to render your Streamline talent dead, making your SMG talentless, so in my opinion, it's best to have a backup weapon that basically acts as a second primary if you have to use a skill. In this case, any 800 plus RPM AR of your choice would do. I am using the Shield Splinter, but if you're looking for suggestions, you can check out my video, No Lexington, No Problem, on best in slot ARs to run with Striker, and I will put a link to that video in the description below. Now, I know this is a build that I said relies on the use of 0 skills, but I'm not going to tell you to fully unequip them. I've seen some posts of people doing that, and that's just goofy. It's good to have skills that you can use if you absolutely have to, that have either a short cooldown or no cooldown at all. That's why we are going with the Crusader Shield, which will deactivate Streamline if it's out, but you can take it out and put it back as many times as you want as long as it doesn't break. And if it does break, it has a quick cooldown. As for our other skill, we're going with Riot Foam, as this is also good to have just in case, while also having an incredibly fast cooldown. And lastly, our specialization for this build will be Gunner. Gunner pairs great with this build as you want to be using as little skills as possible, so the 10% armor on kill is very clutch to have. Just make sure you spec into the Spray and Pray node for an extra 15% damage to SMGs. Gunner also comes with the Riot Foam Grenade, which is almost like a skill in itself. I always like to wrap up my videos with a recap of the full build so that you can see it all together and screenshot it if you'd like. We are going with the Named SMG Purist paired with 4 pieces of the Striker gear set, the exotic Exodus gloves, and a Grupo chest with the Obliterate talent, all red rolled, stacked with crit damage and crit chance. And as always, I will toss a written out format of the build in the description of the video below. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn those notifications on. See you next time.